A lot of studies have looked at the impact of ultra processed foods, and there's a lot of debates going on around, what that means and the NOVA classification. And there's some disagreement on really what's classified as a processed food. But the way that I understand it is we are seeing a really significant increase in the consumption of fast foods, which typically include, fried foods, greasy foods, increase in saturated fats, and really we're the opposite of it, of kids not eating enough fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, very nutritious foods that have these brain boosting nutrients in them. So a lot of the impact of the diet with mental health has to come with kind of the junk that they're putting into their body. And often kids aren't even eating enough. We talk a lot about obesity in pediatrics, but I do see a lot of underfueling with kids because they are, skipping breakfast. Either they're waking up late or they, quote, they don't feel hungry in the morning. That's a really common meal to miss out on. Then comes lunch, but in school, they either don't like the school lunch that's provided or they're just distracted by peers. And so they're also skipping lunch or they're choosing something from the vending machine, which typically is high calorie, high fat, and high sugar, which does not fuel our brains at all. So I'd be happy to share a few nutrients that are really, really helpful with boosting their brain and their cognitive function. Can help with, memory recall. So for testing, focus in school. So the first one that's been well documented and well studied is omega-3 fatty acids. So that is essential for brain health and neural communication. It also has been shown in a lot of studies to reduce the risk of depression and anxiety, and it improves memory and cognitive function. And there have been studies in all age groups, even in older adult populations, showing that omega-3s improve brain function. So most of us understand that omega-3s are found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, walnuts, and flax seeds. And, these might not be the typical foods that you think are child-friendly or kid-friendly, but a lot of kids actually really do enjoy salmon. And they also really enjoy, tuna, which tends to be a really easy food to include in their diets as well. And parents can be creative with, walnuts and flax seeds. Flax seeds are a really fun food for kids to sprinkle on toast with cream cheese. Walnuts can be included in a yogurt parfait or even just consumed as a trail mix. So a lot of simple ways to include omega-3s. B vitamins, so specifically B6, B9, and B12 have been studied a lot. And they have been looked at for mood regulating neurotransmitters. They help with serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. So research actually looks at B vitamins and its increase in depression risk, and folate deficiency actually has been seen to reduce the antidepressant effectiveness. So if you do have a child or a teenager on an antidepressant, if they have folate deficiency, which a lot of people do unknowingly, the medication isn't going to be as effective. So these are going to be found in leafy greens, especially like spinach and kale, eggs, legumes, so your beans and peas, whole grains, and then fortified cereals is a great option as well, too, to get in some B vitamins. And these are really often pretty kid-friendly. Kids usually enjoy eggs. You can prepare them in a variety of ways, hard-boiled, scrambled. And then whole grains and fortified cereals are a great and easy way to get those B vitamins in a child. Magnesium is another one that I wanted to bring up because this mineral is responsible for hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body, and it supports the optimal nerve transmission and membrane phospholipid formation. So low magnesium levels were actually found in a lot of different studies to increase anxiety, irritability, and insomnia. And it's kind of like the buzzword now that magnesium supplements help with sleep. So a lot of us are becoming more aware of magnesium, but it's just so crucial for a lot of our cognitive functioning. And so again, these can be found in leafy greens, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and avocados are also really good sources of that. So again, you can notice that seeds and fruits and veggies are sort of this recurring pattern here. So these are the foods that you really want to encourage your patients consume if they are coming to you struggling with, just feeling alone, they're aloof, or they're struggling with focus. Maybe they're fatigued and tired. Asking about certain foods that they're eating can really improve their mental health.